This coverage is brought to you by Rami Rent.
Hello and welcome to the conclusion of the FPO division here at the Estonian Open. This is European Pro Tour stop number 4. We are at the Kõrvemaa disc golf course about an hour outside of Tallinn. And I'm your lone host, Nate Perkins, the Perks of Disc Golf. Give us a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the solo host this week. And let's get ready to see how this plays out. I have no clue what happens on this back nine, and I'm actually really excited to see how this unfolds. We did see Keiti 3-putt there on hole 3, and she was pretty shaken up from it. She's pretty much laid up every putt since, and Heidi has also struggled from inside the circle. Tinja has played a great front 9. She is 2 under, and she is now just 3 back of the lead. And here we are, hole 10. It's a par 3, 81 meters. This is the main gap to look for right here. Turnover with a little mid-range or a forehand if you have it, and a pretty flat green. I would say this is playing as the easiest hole on the course. Tinja leaves that one just a little bit inside. As does Kaidi. It can be pretty tricky rough down in that right side. Oh, and look at this turnover. Scoop. That's a great looking tee shot. She's going to be inside 5 meters there. Let's see if she can't collect her first birdie of the round. And that had a great shape to it. It just started off a little wide. This is a big time putt right here. This is the distance that she has been struggling with. And you can just see the relief on her face when that one went in, even from such a distance. I mean, when you're having nerves, it's totally understandable. And that's going to be a 2-stroke swing. Hole 11, 120 meters, dead straight, but as you can see, it's a pretty narrow gap the entire way. And this basket is placed at the front of a World War II bunker. They would actually hide a Soviet tank in that bunker and cover it with the earth. Pretty crazy feature on a disc golf course. Wow, and Heidi pures it nearly the entire way. I believe that's circle's edge right there. Yeah, and that's a great looking tee shot from Kaidi. Anything that gets past the first and second grouping of trees is good. If you don't hit that initial gap, you bring the bogey into play pretty quick. Yeah, well thrown. Tinja is having herself a day. She has been super smooth. And that's going to be back-to-back bogeys for Keiti. And yeah, Heidi just opting to lay that one up to pick up another stroke. And that's actually going to tie things up with Tinja just one back. All right, hole 12. It's a par 3. You can't see the basket from the tee pad. Fairway shapes gently from left to right, and it kind of swoops back to the left, making somewhat of an S. This green is really tough to park, or this pin is tough to park. Often we see players putting from 10 meters short or 10 meters to the right. Oh, and that just needed a touch more of Annie, and that would have been ideal. Yeah, pretty much the perfect shape right there, just a little low. Mm. Yep. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Estonia. The woods are dense enough that the wind just does not affect really any of these holes outside of the first and last hole. And I believe it will be coming down to 18 today. All right, hole 13, another 108 meter par 3. Again, this pin is kind of blind. You want to push a shot straight as long as you can and then gently hyzer in front of the trees on the right. And this is another pin that's tough to park because of the slope at the green. And don't sleep on Tinja. She is just one stroke back, and she has not bogeyed yet this round, and she's throwing some really clean shots. Oh, that's a pretty line. Starts to hyzer, needs a little skip. She might be out of her range for today. She will likely opt to lay that one up. Oh, that was a nice little roll toward the pin. All right, we got a little chess match going on, guys. Tied at the top, and they're both laying up. Circle 2 putts. All right, hole 14. Oh, that's a good look at the hole. Complete horseshoe par 4. You want to get around the corner, but there is OB. If you fly too far straight or too far right off the tee, and then there is a mandatory in the woods on the right side that's in the back of your mind as you're teeing off. It looked a little tight. You can really kill your chance at birdie really quick on this one. If you don't get it around the corner, you just totally pinch your angle off. That looks good if it can sit down. And that looked really nice. Gallery approves. Good looking shot. I believe that's right at the circle's edge. And this is a big shot right here. She's not quite at the corner, so she has to force this turnover, and that is a huge shot for Heidi. Let's see if Keiti can match here. She's got a little bit better of an angle. Doesn't have to throw with quite as much Anheuser. And just misses her line on the inside. Come on! Running it back for Tinja. What a putt! And for the moment, she has tied things up. Huge birdie. She is 3 under for the round. some of the best golf that we've seen throughout the event. Yep, I'm down for a replay. Ooh, look at that left side catch, guys. Okay, so this is Heidi to take solo lead. What a huge putt right there. For the first time this event, Keiti does not have the lead. And we are headed into the final 4 holes of this Pro Tour event. It is a 130 meter par 3. We have not seen a birdie on it yet throughout the tournament. There is some OB left, there's some OB right. There's a cluster of trees that you have to either play over the top of, or we're likely going to see some flat to hyzer shots on this right side. Oh, and I believe that one actually nicked the wire, but still a really solid tee shot. And Keiti matches, as well as Tinja. And just 4 ideal tee shots from this lead card. Good putt from Tinja to stay just 1 back with 3 holes to play.
Having my own line of discs, all named after sound design terms, is a dream come true for me. I'm just so thankful for Prodigy for believing in me and giving me this opportunity to have a couple amazing discs under my name that I can trust.
All right, hole 16, guys. We have a close match here. We've seen Heidi and Keiti both card a birdie on this really long, challenging par 3. It's 120 meters dead straight. There are early trees left, early trees right, and there is some OB on the right if you really turn this one over. And Heidi is absolutely laced it, and that was going to be parked. It hits the last guardian tree. She's still inside the circle, but wow, what a statement shot with the lead. And Tinja corrects off her early tee shot from yesterday. Okay, super important approach shot right here for Tinja. Very well thrown. And same situation for Keiti. She cannot afford a bogey here. Just misses the tree and is just outside bullseye. Huge moment.
Ça par contre, c'est pas très attentif. Hein.
And that would have really changed things right there. That was to take another stroke. And just the fact of carding a birdie here on the 16th. But we are looking at 4 pars. All right, hole 17. This is a really key hole right here. It's only 90 meters, dead straight, elevated bucket. There's less of a chance for Keiti or Tinja to birdie 18 and pick up that stroke than there is here on 17. Oh, that is an ideal line. If that can check up, what a shot. That is a clutch shot for Keiti, and she has left herself an 8-meter uphill putt. Okay, Heidi out of position. She's just going to lay this one up and say, Keiti, if you can make that putt, Tinja, if you can make that putt, go for it. Oh. Just slightly undercommitted, misses the cage low. And what a big moment in the tournament that was right there. Katie committed to that putt and just missed it, hits the band, and oh no, and that 3-putt really has to hurt right now at this point in the round after such a performance to put herself in contention. Alright guys, here we are, final hole, Estonian Open. Thanks so much for tuning into this coverage with me here on the Disc Golf Stream English version. There is a Disc Golf Stream Suomi for all the Finns out there if you'd like to listen to the coverage in Finnish. So Heidi's up one. She could really close things out with a birdie here. Or she could, play it a little more safe and put that pressure back on Kaidi to birdie. was really cool to see Tinja play on camera. She's got a super smooth game. I'd actually never heard of her before. Really special how many Finns there are that can really play this game. Yep, well thrown. And after a clutch tee shot, Heidi just gets to lay that one up for the victory. And it was a tense battle today. I mean, they both kind of struggled early on from short distances and kind of went back and forth. Tinja brought herself into the picture. And a great performance from the Estonian champion Keiti Tätte.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 European Pro Tour FPO Division Estonian Open champion Heidi, Laine!
Guys, it's been a pleasure to sit here and walk you through this Pro Tour stop. Congratulations to Heidi and our other competitors for making it onto this coverage. The European Pro Tour is legit. It is definitely giving players a platform over in Europe. Can't wait to see how it unfolds the rest of the season. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Disc Golf stream, and we will see you in just a few weeks in Turku for the next European Pro Tour stop. Again, I am Nate Perkins, the Perks of Disc Golf.